What I like to do in this lesson is explore the player panel a bit further. The first thing I want to show you is the ability to zoom in and out and reposition your video footage on the player. The simplest way of doing this is by clicking the magnifying glass in the player panel. This then brings up a slide bar. You can increase and decrease the zoom in and out. Now look here. When I drag the bar, a very small box appears, which allows me to readjust my view of where I can zoom in. To restore back to its default, drag it down to the bar on the slider bar, and as you get closer, it snaps back to its position. You can also click on the video. Here you can manually adjust the size by dragging the 4 corner points of the video. Maybe you want to rotate or reposition. There are ways to do micro adjustments in the adjustment panel. That's something we will go through in another lesson. Next to the magnifying glass, the next thing within the player panel is the aspect ratio. You can see its default is original. You can also customize, which allows you to be more detailed in your aspect ratio, as you can manually input the pixel you require. For example, I'll go with 9:16, which is of course the optimal format for TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and all other vertical contents. If I go ahead and hit the burger icon on the top right hand corner of the player panel, you will see color scope, preview quality, and export still frame. I'll quickly turn on the color scope so you can see the user interface change, and what happened is we have 3 color oscillators or scopes. This is more in relation to the color grading, something we'll talk about in our upcoming lessons. So for now, let's go ahead and turn it off. You also have preview quality. This is related to the playback, so you can go ahead and check performance quality if you have a larger project and you need to see a very high resolution playback. However, for this lesson, it does not require us to have a high resolution. So for now, I will leave quality priority checked. And of course, you've got still frame. To show you what it does, let's say the playhead in the timeline is on a section that I think looks pretty good. I will select export still frame. If I click export still frame, I have set of options which are pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to go ahead and hit export, and you can see over here in the media panel, I've got a PNG, which is an image or a section clip in of what is currently in the player panel. I could drag this down from my media panel into my timeline, and if I just quickly scrub across this, you'll notice on the timeline, as I get to the exported still frame, you'll just see the export still frame that I've dragged onto the timeline. There you have it. We have understand the player panel, and see you in our next lesson.